In this video, I'm going to show you the new system for trading football that actually makes football trading much easier and also saves you a lot of time. If you want to learn more about it, go grab a nice cold beer and let's get into it. So when you're trading football, it is important to have a system, to have some sort of framework with regards to your approach to trading football. And the one we're going to show you today is the AI plus XG stack system. And when you look at this closely, you're going to realize this really is the way forward and the way you should be looking at trading football going forward over the next decade or so. So with regards to the AI plus XG stack system, just to summarize, we're going to use AI to enter the market, but then you're going to use the live XG to guide you and to manage the trade and to help with your in-play trading decisions. So let's have a look at the AI entry. And with regards to that, you're going to use a AI tool, which could be a dedicated football trading AI tool, such as the Football Trading Genie. You might be using one of the out-of-the-box solutions, such as ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini, which obviously aren't directly connected to any sort of live stats or live data or a live API. So you've got to be very careful with that. You're going to have to feed it a lot of information. But no matter what, eventually you're going to have some sort of entry plan for the match that you are about to trade. And the way forward is AI is going to give you that entry strategy into the market. Okay, the old way was that we spent hours, minutes, hours, going through all those statistics websites, trying to work out the very best strategy, the very best angle to enter the market with. It was quite exhausting. That was the old way. We don't have to do that anymore. Once you've got your process down and you've got your AI that you're using, you can just pretty much press a button and the AI is going to run some research for you. It's going to give you what it feels to be the very, very best optimal strategy for that match. It's then down to you to decide whether or not you take up that strategy. Okay, so we spoke about the dragon filter, using the dragon filter. Should be another video on this channel which covers that. But it's down to you to not just follow the AI blindly, to look at the trading strategy it's presenting to you and deciding whether you like it, whether it fits your trading strategy, whether you like the risk reward ratio of that strategy. If not, you move on to another match and that's it. Okay, you're either in or you're out, or you could potentially tweak it depending on your skill level as a trader. Now, the next step is you're going to then open the trade. Okay, you're going to open that trade, whether you're going to open it at kickoff, or you're going to wait 20 minutes, wait until half time or whatever. You're going to open that trade. And then from that point on, you're going to use the XG, the live XG data, the momentum, the pressure, the in-play statistics, the shots on target. You're going to use that to guide you. The AI tells you where to enter. The XG is then going to tell you whether you're still right. Okay, whether you're 20 minutes in, whether it's half time, and what you're expecting to happen is still on course. Okay, it might be half time. You might not have won that trade yet, but you're going to use the XG and the in-play stats to allow yourself to pivot. Okay, you're going to allow yourself to pivot. And the way a pro might approach this is that you might have your AI strategy suggested to you, and the AI might tell you, hey, get in at kickoff. But then you, as the professional, as the trader, says, I'm not going to get in at kickoff. I'm actually going to wait until I get some sort of in-play confirmation, and then maybe I enter at 20 minutes or I enter at half time. You could also enter at kickoff following the AI, but then you're going to check at 20 minutes, at half time, at a hydration break, at 60 minutes. And you're going to just be constantly checking to make sure that this trade is on course for what you were expecting. So if you enter the match expecting there to be lots of goals in the match, then yes, of course, you could refer to that expected goals statistic to see whether the data is also expecting goals once you hit these milestones of, say, 20 minutes in, 30 minutes in, and so on. And as a disciplined trader, you have to be prepared to pivot. So if you are entering the match expecting goals, you hit 30 minutes, the XG is close to zero. Are you just going to stick with it out of hope? Because hope is not a strategy. At that point, you've got to be prepared to pivot. You could leave it till half time to exit the market and just say, look, this is not the match for me. This is obviously not a great trading opportunity. let me exit, let me cut my losses, and let me get involved in another match where everything does start to go to plan. And that could be that match where you're expecting goals at kickoff, 20 minutes in, that XG is already close to hitting 1.0 XG or similar, and you stick with it. That's not to guarantee that there's going to be goals, because it is expected goals, it's not guaranteed goals, but the trade is going in the direction that you were expecting, and you're making data-driven decisions, not emotional decisions, and you're not sitting there hoping, you're sitting there expecting. So anyway, I reckon we should dive in to some real-life trading demonstrations where we show you how we kind of follow the AI plus XG stack system. And the AI tool we're going to be using is the Football Trading Genie. So if you like the look of this tool and you want to get your hands on it, you can join the waiting list. You can click the link that is in the description of this video. Okay, so we're going to use this AI powered football trading assistant to trade some matches using the AI plus XG stack system. But before we do, it would be great if you could just click that like button to support this video, to support the channel. And if you don't want to miss a video, then remember to also hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell, very important. All right, let's dive into it and let's get into some real life trading demonstrations. We're going to trade Benfica versus Real Madrid from the Champions League. We're going to use AI to help us trade it. So let's head over to the Football Trading Genie. Got the match already loaded up, Benfica against Real Madrid from the Champions League. You just click on best strategy and the Genie will do the work. And you can just kind of kick back and relax as it does the work, and it's going to do all the research for us and find what it believes to be the best entry strategy into this match, the best opening strategy. Okay, a little bit like chess where you're looking for your best opening, and then obviously you still need to trade the rest of it. But anyway, looking at this, very interesting. We're going to be heading to the first half goals market. You don't see this one every day. First half goals market, over 1.5. We back over 1.5 at kickoff from the looks of it. And anyway, let's go get set up. So it's an interesting one here. Okay, so you can see the over 1.5 goals price, 2.28. It does say to go for it from kickoff, but I'm going to go for it with just a little bit more added juice to it, just a little bit of a higher price. Okay, if the goal goes in beforehand, then there'll just be no trade. We'll move on to the next one, but I'm going to ask for a bit of a higher price on this one. As said, you don't have to follow the advice, the AI advice, completely to the letter of the law. You can always put your own little spin on it. But anyway, we're going to back over 1.5 goals. The idea is we trade out after the first goal. If there's no goals by 25 minutes, we go in on the over 0.5 goals as some sort of recovery. But anyway, we'll wait until we get there and then we'll get involved. We'll give you more updates in play. So it's 0-0 on the 25th minute, or actually 27 minutes. So we're going to go in over 0.5 goals on this one. And so this is the situation, 0.5 goals and the 1.5 goals. So we just need one goal to put us in a strong position in this first half. Let's see what happens. Well, the timing on that couldn't have been any better. Real Madrid have just taken the lead. So, yeah, anyway, 0.5 goals. That means that whole profit is landed. We only needed one goal. That was pretty much what was being encouraged to use as some sort of recovery. You don't have to necessarily use it. But obviously we were looking at the XG. We could see this match was building up. We could see the pressure was building up and it was looking good. So anyway, we've obviously landed profit on the 0.5 goals market. So we could trade out on this one. So we're just going to wait for these prices to settle. This doesn't quite look like it's the right price. So we're going to wait for this to settle. And then we'll look to just exit on this market and we'll just take the profit, which was obviously made from this market. So that's now closed. So let's just wait for this market to settle and we'll be right back. So we're still waiting for these prices to settle a little bit, but anyway, let's adjust this. And what we'll do, we'll just leave a free bet on the over 1.5 goals for Real Madrid. Oh, well, not for Real Madrid, just for the match overall, not necessarily for Real Madrid. And yeah, if we do get another goal in this first half, we'll land an extra £21 on this. But remember, we made the profit from the first half goals 0.5 market. And so we've pretty much landed what we were looking for. Now, if we do get another goal, that will be a nice bonus profit. We could lock it in, but we may as well just try and see if we can raise our profits a little bit. So that's it. Benfica 0, Real Madrid 1. 35 minutes on the clock. We just had the second goal of the match as Benfica have now equalised. So obviously we now land that extra profit of the £21 on the over 1.5 goals. So a very, very nice call from the AI to tell us to go for over 1.5 goals in the first half market. Very, very nice call. And in hindsight, now I look at this, remember we collected £100 of profit on the 0.5 goals market. We kind of had a risk-free bet at looking for that over 1.5 goals. I did trade out, but looking at it now, maybe we should have just taken that risk-free bet, looking for the over 1.5 goals and not traded out at all. Anyway, it's landed. We've got it locked in. Remember, we've made 100 from the first market, 21 from this market, and that's pretty much it. So we're definitely out and we're done on this trade. Nice call from the AI. Benfica 1, Real Madrid 1. Manchester City against Fulham from the English Premier League. We're going to be trading this one. We're going to use AI to help us trade it. So let's see what the Football Trading Genie says about this one for some sort of entry into the market on this. Already crunching the numbers as we can see. And looking like we're going for this. We're going to back over 2.5 goals. We're going to take insurance on the 2-0 score to Man City. So anyway, let's get set up on this. So I'm just taking a look at this market. So it did say 90% on over 2.5 goals, then 10% on the 2-0. So we've done that. We've got the 10% on the 2-0. However, this price on over 2.5 goals is very, very short. So I'm going to put in an order at a higher price on this one. I'm going to put it in all the way up to evens and ask for that. Okay, so I'm going to put that in as an order in the market. Now, obviously, look, if Man City score before the price gets hit, then, yep, we won't get matched and it will be no trade. We will look to trade out on the correct score market or just take the 10% loss. That's a risk I'm definitely willing to take, especially if Fulham take the lead, then that 10% would be gone. But anyway, that's what I'm going for. Not sure if I really like that price of 1.46 on over 2.5 goals. I do like the price of evens. So if I can get it, we're in the trade. If not, there'll be no trade. Let's see what happens. Man City against Fulham. We're going to be trading it. Let's see how it plays out. 16 minutes in on this one. It's Man City absolutely dominant. So I'm actually going to move and enter the market now. So let's just, what's the price there? Let's put it in at 1.75. Trying to hang in for evens on this one, but the way Man City have started is absolutely dominant. 5 big chances already in the first, 16 minutes. So we're going to move this down and try and get in at 1.75 or even, just for the benefit of the clip, let's just move it and just get it in, just so everyone knows where we stand. And then there we have it. So anyway, look, yeah, we got in the market at 1.74, 1.75 in the end. I was aiming for evens, but do remember at kickoff it was 1.45 or something like that. So we've already beat that price. We've already got a nice bit of value on it. And now let me show you on the correct score. The 2-0 is now priced at 7.2. We backed it at 10. So that was why I backed it at kickoff, to get a bit of that time decay. Didn't want to wait until now to back it, because we'll be backing it at a much shorter price. So anyway, yeah, we're in a good position. Man City absolutely firing. Fulham hanging on at the moment to this 0-0. And we're in the over 2.5 goals market with the 2-0 insurance. Let's see what happens. Man City 0, Fulham 0 on 17 minutes. 24 minutes on the clock. I said it was coming. The goal has arrived. Man City have just taken the lead. This is how the over 2.5 goals market looks. Now you can see the over 2.5 goals price has shortened somewhat after that goal. Let's click on that. So we wouldn't have hit the 2.0. We wouldn't have hit the 2.0. So I made the right decision at the right time to move and get involved. Okay, and so again, that's kind of a good example of what we're talking about in these videos. You might use the AI to enter the market. I went against the AI with trying to find my own entry point, but then watching the match, watching the stats, it was pretty clear that we needed to enter the market and enter the market fast, because yep, the momentum was all there with Man City. and the goal was coming. So this is how the over 2.5 goals market looks. You could collect a profit on there. This is our 2-0 situation. That's still pretty much where we were before. Interestingly, the score has not updated on Betfair. Never ever rely on that, by the way. But anyway, yep, this is where we are at the moment. I did say, look, if Man City take the lead, we're in a strong position in this. I'm not going to take any action. Let's try and see if Man City can make it 2-0. We're absolutely good in this. We don't have to worry anymore, actually, and we probably don't have to do any trading. So let's see what happens though. Man City 1, Fulham 0. Almost got caught out by that. 30 minutes on the clock. It is now Man City 2, Fulham 0, and I just laid off the over 2.5 goals. So obviously we had £90 of risk. I just laid that off at 1.09. It wasn't recording, but anyway, here we are. So that's giving us a £58 of free bet on over 2.5 goals. Now, if we just want to be done with this trade, we could probably exit right now by pretty much exiting on the correct score market. So let's do that, which is basically cancelling our insurance. So let's do this. Let's get this down to a minimal loss on the correct score market. Because we've got these 2 goals quite early, we could pretty much cancel the insurance. So it's -2 on the correct score market. And then we're going to be plus 53 on the over and under 2.5 goals market, which will make us plus 51 altogether. So it's 51 profit locked in. And keep in mind, that's beating the starting price on over 2.5 goals, which was 1.45. Okay, same risk into the market, but we've beat it by, well, taking that higher price in play, having that insurance at the same time. And well, I'm just looking at this. I'm not sure if there's a VAR. Well, the markets aren't suspended here, are they? So I'm sure everything's fine. So anyway, look, our trade is done, unless the VAR is about to reverse everything. But here we are. So Man City 2, Fulham 0. It is Man City 2, Fulham 0, by the way. The score isn't up there. But, okay, yeah, nothing's happening with that VAR. Okay, we're good. We're going to lose. They're going to take that minus, or we could get this down even lower. Okay, so yeah, every little bit helps, as they say. So let's just do that. All right, we got this down to a £1.67 loss on there, and the 53 profit on the over and under 2.5 goals market. So we're exiting early. Okay, we don't have to let this play out. We can be done by what, the 35th minute. We've cancelled our insurance. We've locked in a profit on the over and under 2.5 goals market. Very good call from the AI. We saw how the match developed with a fast start from Man City. The goals were inevitable, and it's a very simple textbook trade in the end. I wish they were all as easy as this. And so this kind of illustrates the AI plus XG stack system, because of course you can have a great trading strategy, a great plan before the match, but when the match begins, well, anything can happen, and that's your skill as a football trader to start to pivot, to be dynamic and to react to the data and adjust your trade. So anyway, as said, the tool we're using, it is the Football Trading Genie. It is your own AI-powered football trading assistant. It's a great bit of kit. It's absolutely priceless as a time saver. It's going to find you a strategy for every single match and within absolute seconds, so it will save you the hours and hours of research before all the matches. But anyway, if you want to join the waiting list for this, click the link in the description of this video and then you can get more information, and then once it's available again you can get a chance to grab it. Okay, and while you're here, if you enjoyed this video, the next video on the screen goes into even more detail, and it's strongly suggested that you check it out. Okay, so anyway, we're going to leave it on the screen so you can click on that video and then yeah, go grab another nice cold beer, and we'll see you in that next video.